Hi and welcome to the Gingerbread Files. So this vlog is covering my time spent on Gingerbread Lake over the last 5 or 6 years. And for anyone who doesn't know, Gingerbread is a club water run by Biggleswade Hitchin Angling, or Bighit AA. So that's the easiest way to find them online. Like I say, it's club water, it's a cheap ticket, day book, anyone can join, no restrictions. And there is also an 80-man night syndicate, so that's a couple £100, probably about 300 at the moment for a combined day book and night ticket to fish the lake. The lake resides on Bedfordshire and Cambridgeshire border in Eaton Socon, so it's quite easy for me to get to, about a half-hour drive, 15-20 miles away, so it's perfect for me. So, and the reason I was attracted to the lake was first the fish. You know, it's got some really old dark fish in there, scaly ones, very different types of fish, black, browns, reds, greys, short dumpy, long, you know, river style commons, things like that. It's got a bit of everything really, so that was the first reason that attracted me. Plus obviously it's got a couple of forces, of course, so for a club water that's not bad. There's 4 or 5 at the moment that will break the 40 at the right time of the year, 3 more consistently than the others, probably 20 fish over £30 give or take. That's just my estimate, of which, like I say, 5 of those can go over the £40 mark. Stock-wise, no one really knows. Obviously it's been run as a fishery for quite some time, and you have your natural deaths and then floods, had the otter problem and stuff like that. So people who don't know, it's by the banks of the River Ouse, but the last 3 years it's been fenced, so no predators can get in anymore, so that's fantastic. Also the club are really active, so they've been stocking it with VS fish over the last 6 or 7 years. So I don't know, don't get me, don't hold me to this, but I'd say maybe 200 fish. And the lake is 18 acres. It's quite an odd shaped lake. They call it gingerbread because it looks like a gingerbread man. I can't see it myself, but maybe you've got to be on drugs or something, I don't know. But it's really nicely laid out, all sorts of nooks and crannies, bays, channels, shallow, deep. It's got everything you want in a fishery, so that's really good. And I suppose I should sort of describe the lake. So from the west side you've got a big bay called Factory Bay, which runs down into Deepwater Bay, and then through a narrow channel along the road, the A428, which then opens up on the east side, so the big sort of plateau, Two Bar Bay and Tesco Bay. So that's the sort of layout of the lake, and obviously the fish, they move around. There's all sorts. They could be in little groups, pairs, singles, big groups of them. Obviously when they come to spawning, then they're around the eastern side on the plateau in big huge groups. So that's, like I say, and what this vlog's about is basically me going through sort of some of the video that I've captured, some of the fish I've caught, and obviously some photos as well of the lake and the fish and that. And also I should mention the key targets on the lake is there's a fish called moonscale that holds the lake record at 44. It's generally around 40-41, and occasionally it's gone above 42, up to 44. There's then the clone or the look-alike. Again, that's around the sort of 38 to 41 mark. Then you've got the brown, which again has gone 41 plus. Look-alike and moonscale, should we say, the more friendlier fish. They come out quite a few times a year, and the brown 2 or 3 times a year. It doesn't come out so often. Then there's a couple of others that have come out. Ones I really like is the scaly or the linear. That's the big lin. That's really nice. That's broken the £40 mark, I think once, maybe twice now. There's a common in there, big common, which goes 38, 39. So there's quite a few to go for. Probably about a dozen or so fish sort of got names, and there's still 30s in there that haven't even got any names. The two biggest challenges for me was the road and the factories, really noisy, so struggle. I primarily use the water for my winter and for the odd overnighter. I always have some sort of target fish or challenge fish, probably further down south, and like to have something a bit closer to home that I can use at the right opportunity. If my target fish has been caught or conditions not right, they're spawning, and like I say, also winter period. So that's generally what I use ginger for, is in the winter and the odd overnighter here and there. So that's basically what this vlog's going to be all about. So I suppose let's go and have a look at some of the fish. So this fish I'm holding here is the what they call the big common. It's from a few springs ago now, this footage. I think it was the early frosty March morning, catching it on a sort of washed out pink pop up on a chod over from a spot I've been basing with hemp and boilies over the previous few weeks, just trickling in, not massive amounts. And yeah, this fish is knocking on the doors of the 40 mark now. It's a lovely looking common as well. I was chuffed to bits to catch it. What a lovely fish. 27-pound mirror on a midweek overnighter. Turned up last night, 7 o'clock after work, and this rattled off just over an hour ago. I've let her rest in the net. I walked round this is a club water. It's got two main bodies and a little channel in between the two, and I walked round the lake and had a good look at that when I arrived, and I couldn't really see much in the main parts of the lake, but I did find a group of fish in the channel, so I thought that would do for a night. And it's really weedy at the moment, so I literally just flicked them rod length out down to the left hand margin and right hand margin, just off the reed bed. Pretty simple standard tactics, and yeah, this thing rattled off. What a lovely dark mirror. Fell to a crave snowman 18mm bottom bait and a 15mm wafter, same as the bottom baits, and just a couple of handfuls of crave around it. It was a long shank hook, I think a size 6 or 7 straight long shank. Yeah, made up with it. It's a lovely fish. I say, it's bloody freezing out here. It's 0 degrees. Hands are absolutely freezing cold. It was just an overnighter as well. Inside of my brolly is all frosty. Edge of the sleeping bag's all frosty. But I made up. This went off just before first light. And what an absolutely stunning little creature, eh? Just a fraction over 20 pounds. But, oh, what a lovely looking filly. Just fell to a helicopter led setup system. 5 inches of quarter IQ2, 20 pounds. Size 6 medium curve shank hook. Double 15mm Craig bottom bait, just straight out of the bag basically. 4 bait stringer and a little stick mix, and yeah, made up. Absolutely lovely little fish. What a stunner. I think I'll get it back, and then it's time to pack up and head to work, I'm afraid. Yes. This is a fish called white tips, 34 pounds. I don't know how long I'm going to hold her up. She's a bit lively, the camera. But I found a couple of fish in the margin in the swim. Yesterday evening when I turned up, I had a little rake just to clear a spot out in the margin, about rod length out, just off a little set of reeds at 4 foot. Had a 17 at 4 o'clock in the morning, then this one rattled off at 7 o'clock a few minutes ago. So yeah, just on an 18mm crave on a Corda Kamakura size 6, 4 or 5 inches of 25 pound coated braid. Absolutely well made up with this one. 3406. Yes, happy days. Lovely upper 20 gingerbread common. It's August, and I caught this the same spot and the same setup as the 34 white tips last week, but a nice low pressure's come in and it's got the fish feeding, so this is the second I've landed out of 3 since I got down last. I'm not sure if I've had this fish or not, I'll have to check my cameras, but August 27, I guess she's down a couple of pound of what she would normally be, but just a typical gingerbread carp. Nice and dark. She looks a bit light, I think, in this camera, but she's, believe me, she is. She's lovely, lovely colours on her. And run me ragged. Load of weed got caught on the top of the leg core and just would not slide down, so I was playing that rather than the fish. But as you can tell, eventually I won the day. Well, there she is, folks. That's what I joined Gingerbread for. It's just a big girl called Moon Scale. The biggest she's gone when I joined was about 44 pounds. It's a late record, but she's here at 36.14, and I'm one happy man. She fell to a snowman, 18mm bottom bait and a 15mm through bait pop up, just in the margin, 2 rod lengths out under a willow tree. Just on light, literally about 20-30 minutes ago. So I'm absolutely made up. What a lovely old fish. That's what we all come here for. Fish like this. Yes, happy days. I thought we could have got any better today. After this morning with Moon Scale. Not really seen much in the daylight or anything. It's been quite quiet in the swim, but I was quite hopeful that this evening maybe fish will start drifting in. I think it might be a patrol route, and yeah, I've gone and had another one of the originals from Ginger. This one's called the Long Common. It's quite a feisty one, so we'll see if he'll play the game for us. It's a common of 3108, and it's one of the like I say, one of the originals in the lake. So you can see that there. That's the Long Common. Sometimes referred to as the Scar Common these days, but look at the length of the thing. Yeah, like I say, 3108. Just came for the margin, 1 rod length out, just off just a clump of reeds just to the left of the swim, on an 18mm crave, on a strong hook, just a size 5, can't remember now, continental strong hook. It's quite weedy here at the moment, so yes, 230s in a day. Can't complain at that, can I? And I think with that, we'll put her back. a stunner or what? What a cracker. £20 scaly dark mirror, March 2020. It's my first of the year, my first trip of the year, to be honest, my first long session, well, 48 hour. I've been in Germany working for the last 3-4 months, so I've not really been able to get the rods out much. A couple of times on the rivers over there, but everything was going on at the moment. Been sent home and that. I'm going to make the most of it. So and this is the first of the year. What a lovely scaly dark mirror. Why I come here for? And I'm in. Gotta go. Well, that bite there got me scuppering off. Probably my last bite from the lake. That was just before the lockdown was imposed. It was one of the new BS fish that had been stocked recently. And like I say, I've decided not to renew my ticket and move on. So, like I say, that's probably my last fish from Ginger.